So cradle-to-cradle certification means that you define what you have, because otherwise you don't measure progress, because you never know what it is. Yeah, so you need every ingredient, every additive, every pigment needs to be defined positively. When I invite you for dinner, I don't tell you it's free of chicken, I tell you what it is. I give you the recipe. And so Cradle to Cradle gives the recipe for innovation, because we can make things which are designed to go into the biological or the technical cycle. The circular economy of the European Union is 80% cradle to cradle, and it's only because of intervention of the waste industry at the end of the legislation that it's not 100%. But it's a good start to distinguish between the biosphere and the technosphere. Cradle to Cradle is eliminating the idea of waste, because we are the only species which is making waste. So everything is nutrition for the biosphere, the technosphere. And Cradle to Cradle is a tool, first for understanding a product, secondly for communication, third for community building, because you can handle these materials and deal with them across industries as well, because you always want, you know what it is, and you can make it digital, and you can sell it across industries because you have defined what it is. So Cradle to Cradle is the tool for true innovation, where we can use 50 years of environmental debate, blame and shame, sustainability discussion now to make products which are not competing with slave labor from other countries. If we do recycling and reverse logistics for things which were never intended to be recycled, then you make the wrong things perfect, and they are perfectly wrong. So reverse logistics, service products need the design for that purpose. Otherwise, we are optimizing wrong things, and when we optimize wrong things, innovation doesn't reach the market. So reverse logistics and recycling is not worth anything when it's a wrong thing. So we first need to say, what is the right product? What is the right thing? What do people really want if they buy a product? So give you a little example. Yeah. So take this children's toy. Yeah. The effect of this toy is created by design, yeah, not by the child which plays with it. Yeah. And so it needs to be designed for the purpose that it can be used again and again and again with the material. Yeah. Obstacles is that we have a waste management industry which is established. So when you have an incinerator, yeah, you need to feed this incinerator. Every kilogram which you take out of the incinerator, you have to pay twice. Yeah, and so for example, when you make a wastewater treatment system, then you need to use this wastewater treatment. We, for example, make textiles in Bangladesh. They don't need wastewater treatment because the filter is in the beginning, in the design. Yeah, so it's not environmental protection to build a sewage treatment system. It's environmental protection to be able to use the wastewater directly for irrigation by design. So the biggest obstacle, if we have a recycling and waste management industry for things which is never intended to go into the biosphere or the technosphere, and now so the transformation is a problem. Look, take an example. The electric car is not coming to the market because of environmental consideration, because it's an electric engine is so much cheaper to make. Yeah. So because an electric engine only needs 5% of a component of a diesel engine. Yeah. But when you're making diesel engines, to make the transformation into electric cars is really quite expensive. So we optimize the diesel engine instead of saying what is the right car. Yeah. And now transformation is difficult. So the Chinese companies which never made diesel engines, or Tesla, which never made a car before, it's a much better cost structure because they don't need to pay for the transformation costs. Yeah. So we really need to help companies for transformation. in that sense. This is why it's easier with a company like Knauf, because they have a good product from the beginning as their basis. Gypsum is the ideal cradle-to-cradle material. But what do you do with a company which is making 800,000 tons of PVC carpets? Transformation is terrible for them, because if they make less PVC, the PVC gets more expensive. So for them it's more difficult. That's why companies like Knauf, like Wirt, are so important, because their culture is based on transformation and innovation from the beginning, and they start with the right material, because gypsum is the perfect cradle-to-cradle material per se. It can be used for the same purpose endlessly, without any quality loss in there.